Pickaxe.
Hey, sweetie, your mother showed me this Carvana thing for selling the car. I'm gonna give it a try. Wish me luck. Me again. I put in the license plate. It gave me an offer. Unbelievable. Okay, I accepted the offer. They're picking it up Tuesday from the driveway. I haven't even left my chair. It's done. The car's gone. I'm holding a check. Anyway, Carvana, give it a whirl. Love ya.
So good, you'll want to leave a voicemail about it. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of No Quest for the Wicked. I have two very important questions for you. Are you ready to rock?
Yeah. Y'all.
Nice. Are you ready to roll?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Before we roll for initiative,
whoa.
Do a little recap. You are currently on an expedition to investigate the sinister oil rig off the shore to the northwest of the settlement. You have been tasked by the council, the special secret council of the sort of threats facing Durth Sancta. You have paired up with a planar expert known as Hortense, and you have sailed off across the ocean to the oil rig, where you were joined by Flit and the three of you have set out to the oil rig proper. You have been tasked with investigating some key points of interest on the oil rig, and you found some scary stuff, like someone has tried to shut the oil rig down and it won't shut down. Despite the fact the power is cut, it is still going. It has activated during the ion storm that is currently raging above. You have also found traces of those purple jumpsuit people you now know are part of an organization known as DISEC, and when you reached the top of the oil rig, you found what looked like a massacre of groups of 3 of these DISEC people, and while sort of discussing backstory and lore...
It's a real bad place to hang out where groups of 3 keep dying. Like, I don't know, man.
We're like, hey, let's tell you a story and take out our most valuable item.
The thing that the people around here want, but also the place where groups of 3 die. Let's chill a moment.
Yeah, Flit has taken out the pick that Vlyn wears around his neck, and as soon as he did, a porcelain dropped out of invisibility and attempted to grab it. Could you all roll me initiative?
Nice. A medium roll.
God, I'm just not doing great.
Is it a 3?
Nope.
Okay.
It's not a 3. We're fine there.
I get a 15 total.
Okay, Flit got a 15. Kai, what did you get? What did Mill get?
9.
Okay. Vlyn?
20.
Okay. We like that number.
The porcelain is going to take their surprise round and attempt to snatch ye old pick off your neck.
Did we surprise it by pulling it out? Maybe we get a surprise round. Maybe they weren't expecting that.
You surprised it, but not in a combat way. It's going to attempt a grapple check on you.
Sure. I don't forget how that works, so walk me through that as we go.
It's cool. It's much simpler than the Pathfinder rules. It's KAC plus 8. I do not hit it unless your KAC is 10.
Nope.
Then, yeah, no. You see this porcelain lunges forward. It slips on this sort of slick metal and lunges forward and almost goes over the edge of the railing as you're able to sort of like just quickly take a step back away, almost instinctually to protect this important artifact of yours. And it grabs onto the edge of the railing and then turns around and gets into sort of like a low combat stance. Vlyn, you go first.
I've never tried this before, but you've inspired me. Dane, how do I bull rush in this game?
The exact same way that you try to grapple. It's KAC plus 8.
Okay, and I just add what do I add to my roll?
Just a basic melee attack, unless you have improved bull rush, which I don't think you do.
No, and I do have, like, the more mutation points I get, I do have a thing that I took that I haven't been using because I forgot about it, but it would be effective.
The Ryan special.
The Ryan special, not knowing how his character works. Okay, does a 28 beat his KAC plus 8?
That's it on the money, baby.
So Vlyn responds quickly, and I'm gonna run up to it and try to push it over the ledge.
Yeah, I mean, well, you do. It's going to get a reflex save to attempt to grab on and not get fully yeeted on.
What does it need to hit?
It's going to need a 16.
Because I have an ability that might be able to fuck with this after you roll.
You push it. Explain what this looks like, Ryan.
So Vlyn again, mad about the whole situation that everyone, that me, not even mad at Flit. In this storm, I feel like you see Vlyn sort of react quickly. His scars light with that purple light as he sort of just jets forward on this stormy deck. Fists starting to glow with purple lightning as he sort of gives this thing just a big old push.
Yeah, I'm thinking like it looks almost like a defibrillator style,
Yeah,
like two hands on chest and just, and you fucking launch this thing. It rolled a natural 2 on the die for its reflex save. It does not make it, and it goes flying. You see it just right over the edge. It tries to grab on and it slips, and you see it slams into those stairs below, cracks. You see the whole sort of like central body piece of this like mannequin puppet-esque body shatter. You see spiderweb cracks spread all throughout it. It rolls down the stairs off where the railing had broken. Once again, just careens down into the water below, smashing into that platform a final time. You see it shatter, and now the parts of it, just like a puppet who had been thrown to the ground. You see its arms, its legs, its head floating in the water for a brief minute before the tides bring it under.
Oh, we've never done something so effective before.
We always do this. Yes.
Wait, hold on. There's probably more. They're invisible. Everyone, stay on guard.
Hold on. I pull your pick out again. This will lure them in.
No, I'm on the other. I've moved. You can't touch my pick. I took it back into my shirt.
Flit, it is your turn.
Oh, combat is still going. Worrying.
It's rain. Is it raining?
Not really. Like there's a spray to it, but the ion storm isn't a rainstorm. It's not a thunderstorm. It is like ionic energy in the atmosphere.
Okay. So we can't see rain hitting a body. It's not enough perception.
No, there's like water spray and stuff just from the being out on the ocean, but it's not enough to like really suss out that sort of situation.
Okay. I'm going to move to the far corner of this thing. So how big is the platform?
So the platform is about like 20 by 20,
Perfect.
with the apparatus like counterweight thing in the middle of it, taking about sort of like a 10-foot rectangle in the middle.
I'm going to move
so
to
getting around it's a little narrow.
The furthest corner.
So like you got sort of 10 feet on one side, 10 feet on the other side. In the middle is the apparatus, the big moving metal part, and then about 5 feet on either side. To the left and right.
I'm going to move to the furthest corner of the platform from the stairs, and then I just kind of look towards Mill and I say, "Get ready!" And I'm going to cast Detect Magic to see if I can determine where any invisible creatures may be.
Okay, let me.
The porceling's magic, or are they controlled by the space god?
Invisibility. If they're casting spells.
Invisibility. Yeah, well, but this game loves to do spell ability bullshit that doesn't
don't give
count.
Dane
loves that stuff. He
don't
loves
give him
that
ideas.
stuff.
It's a cool thing. I've never used Detect Magic with Flit before.
I didn't know you had it, to be honest.
Me neither, baby. Me neither.
We haven't used it in
Surprising
so
you
long.
too.
I've used far less useful spells. It's just because Detect Magic isn't as exciting.
You can determine if one magic source you detect is from a spell, magic item, or other effect. So it doesn't let you determine where they are, but it will let you know if there is an area or magic effect in the area. So yes, there is. And
How many?
It is from a hybrid item, and there is one magic source, and it is on this platform with you.
I yell, "There's one hybrid item. It's here!" And I'm just like pointing my gun, which is also a set of DJ decks towards the stairs.
That's
Kai.
just for Kai.
Yeah. And that's me.
Okay.
Thought it would be more useful, but you know what? Now we know.
Hey, we cast a spell. We don't do that as much as we should.
Vlyn.
Yes?
Does a KAC of 31 beat your KAC plus 8?
It's back in my shirt, so I don't know.
This
what
is just
they're
to
going.
grapple you.
Oh, yeah, they grapple me. Yeah.
They will have to wait until next round because part of the grappling rules is if you confirm, you can remove a piece of equipment. Yeah, you see out of invisibility, there's like a sort of like ripple effect as it appears, and it just bear hugs you from behind, and you can tell that it's like patting you down, trying to find the pick. Mill, it is your turn.
Because of Flit's forewarning, we kind of look over to see Mill mid-turn as they are panning around the room, and the kind of matte texture begins to peel off as the nanite array shifts as my move action. And they all kind of pour down their arms and begin to form what first looks like just a rod, and then you can see forming in their arms in full position. And from within their bag that seems like it's almost empty, carrying a battery into position, is a massive laser long arm.
Oh, yeah.
And they just pivot around, and the moment that they hear Vlyn in danger, they just spin and shoot.
Okay. Give me a range attack roll. I believe they have some minuses because they're grappling.
Man, this walking on air thing would have been so good so many times.
I also almost took a walk on air ability, and I'm like, oh, that would have been nice. It's okay, I have other stuff. That's a 27.
That hits with authority.
That is 12 fire damage.
Get
yeah.
rocked.
Yeah, it takes a huge shot from the back. You see a big black scorch mark just take over sort of its whole backside. Its head sort of like disconnects for a second, whips around to look at you, Mill, and like kind of cocks it to the side, and then snaps back and turns back around to face Vlyn.
I think we also see Mill's head cock the same way with, again, no expression on that dome.
Okay, Vlyn, it is your turn. You're currently grappled.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, porcelain. And I'm just going to start punching. It's like, I'm not going to try to break the grapple. I'm just going to punch its like abdomen a bunch of times. And by a bunch, I mean twice.
It is you're taking an additional -2 because you're grappled. So that'll be a
That's
-6 each. Okay.
But maybe fuck it. I'll do -6 each. Why not? I'm feeling spicy.
Yeah.
Does a 18, does a 19 hit?
That does hit.
Cool. I'm going to roll the second before I roll damage just to make it easier. That's only going to be a 17.
That does not hit.
Yeah,
I yell, to the left, and try to direct you to like move a little bit as it scoots, and I'm going to give you a +3 to your roll as I use Glimpse Eternity.
Makes it a hit. So
Nice.
both hit.
Yeah, so that's going to be 1d10 plus 11 damage for each.
I'm going to burn my 15 paradox to do it.
First one is 20 electric damage. Second one is 19 electric damage.
God damn.
Nice.
Vlyn is starting to hit like a truck.
Yeah.
So like I think you can see the porcelain like lift up the ground a little bit every time I sort of punch into its gut.
Yeah, you see from one side you see the scorch mark just take over the whole back, and then you start throwing like I guess elbows because it's got you from behind. I guess you're throwing like elbows back.
Yeah. Boom, boom.
The first one you see sort of like puts a small like little circular crack in it, and then you throw that second one and it just blows a hole sort of like about the size of your elbow through where its rib cage would be, and you see it's barely holding on. Flit, it is your turn.
I guess I will fire at it twice then as I prime my gun. That's a 14 EAC, which I assume will not do it.
That will not do it.
And that's a nat 20 right there.
That will surprisingly, shockingly do it.
Hell yeah. 18 points of damage, and can I deafen it, or is it dead?
Don't even bother. Tell me how you finish this thing.
As Mill shoots it in the back, does that back damage. Vlyn hits it in the front, like shatters a hole in it. You can see like the sides are the only things that are like holding on, but I'm like side onto it, pull up my gun and miss the first one, and then just like aim in and this like concentrated sound wave just like shatters it like from side to side.
It gets in that like little hole and begins just like reverberating inside of its body, and you just see it like and then just from the center explode into shrapnel as it collapses down onto the ground.
Good shooting. Good punching.
All right, everyone, hold on a moment. And the rifle disappears, but as it does, instead of the nanites going inside, we see them begin to just kind of spread around the room in a small area, and I would like to make sure the room is clear by using my sensory nanites that have blind sight or blind sense for vibration within 5 feet of the cloud.
That's cool as fuck. The only sort of pings you get are from the three of you.
And the thing going dome.
Yes,
Oh,
and
yeah, terrible.
the giant apparatus slamming down between you guys.
And they just look like silver mist in the air around you all for a moment. And if you like feel them on your skin, just kind of lightly brush past, it's almost just like pollen. It's not even like pieces of metal per se in the air around you.
You say you love pollen?
That was very
That's
weird.
what I heard.
Vlyn does.
Okay.
Fair and valid. Yeah, correct.
Oh, he isn't a bug. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I
what the
thought it
hell
was
is wrong
Ryan,
with
and I
you?
was like, man, we gotta talk.
Yeah.
We gotta have a
As
word
someone who
here.
suffered from seasonal allergies his entire life, I was about to hit you with a ski.
I've been watching the dinosaur documentary with Morgan Freeman, and there's a great little bit about how good bugs are and how them and pollen was a good thing that happened.
Yeah, you safely clear. You know that you guys are safe. There's a few pings like here and there of like, you know, part of the porcelain or one of the like, you know, the things blowing the breeze, like the old jumpsuits blowing the breeze, like that kind of stuff. But in terms of like creatures, no, it is the three of you. You have successfully defeated the porcelain ambush.
Man, Flynn always forgets that he has blind sense 30 feet vibrations.
Ryan, I swear to God, I'm gonna hold you down and make you read your character sheet.
In this case, it would not have helped because of the
Okay.
the thing like slamming down. Like that would have fucked with your tremor sense so bad.
Cool. I forgot I had that.
I pick up the porcelain's head and I just turn it towards Mill and I say, well, Mill, welcome to This is a Porcelain. Porcelain, this is Mill.
I feel oddly a bit kinship here.
You're far nicer.
Yeah. And these things are usually controlled by an evil sky god from a different dimension, probably.
Or something like that. Yeah, we did briefly make friends with one, but then it got like yeeted through a roof. It's a whole thing.
That was a very complex moment because I
Interesting.
don't know why we befriended it. And I don't think we ever got resolution on why that happened. Because then he did something bad and got yeeted into the sky, as Flit said.
Well, that sounds uncomfortable.
Well, it was helping you get the book.
Yeah, it was telling
Yeah.
us things.
It shouldn't have told us.
Mill just take a deep breath in and the cloud just sucks back inside of them.
That's so dope.
Good shooting, though. You were on point. We were all on point.
Yeah.
We did well. Look at us.
We did
What a
good.
team.
Look at us.
Now I understand why you were sent here. You're quite capable.
Oh,
Wait,
yes.
wait. Say that one more time.
You're quite capable.
Oh, hold on. I'm fighting to get a recorder out of my pocket.
Flit, you were in the jumpsuit. You can't get it out.
I can't find it. It's fine. Thank you, Mill. Of course, we already knew that. Okay, look. I think we found all there is to find up here. We've got the evidence. We know the
Let's
jumpsuit.
take photos of the apparatus. Yes, Mill.
Yes. Well, is there not one more level up?
No, we're as high as we can go,
No,
right?
you're as high as you can go. You guys skip the staff room, which is like the
right,
main
yes.
floor, or like the ground floor in terms of the first floor of this. Like
I'm not going up a
three-tier
tiny
structure.
ladder any higher if there was another option.
Yeah, no, there's
Fair enough.
nowhere. I mean, if you wanted to climb the apparatus,
No,
I
the
guess you
thing
could,
that's-
but you could see there's like a crushed body in the top of it too, of someone who had that idea for some fucking reason.
No.
You can tell it did not go well for them.
Well, let's collect some information. And you see the nanite swarm begin to form again into a scanner.
Hell yeah. Is there some kind of like, because in my head, there was a like lightning rod kind of deal sucking energy in from the ion storm.
There's no sort of seemingly correlation to like the ion storm and the apparatus. It just straight up looks like an oil rig, an offshore oil rig.
Okay, well, we've got the photos. Let's head back down.
To the staff room. Maybe they have a vending machine. I could use a bite.
I would not
Would not
trust
eat anything
anything.
you find on here.
Yeah, thank you, Mill. This guy.
But it's interdimensional vending machine would be pretty neat.
But that is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's from a different dimension.
Anthropological reasons, not for survival. If you're hungry, we can stop a moment and I can get you food, but we are on a tight timetable.
What if they have snacks we don't have?
Yeah, what if they have like super space Oreos?
And what if the existence of this other plane is poisonous to your delicate bodies?
That's fair. My body is quite
That's a
delicate.
good point. It's a good thing you're here, Mill, because we would probably just eat them.
We need to get Mill to talk to you about your caffeine intake.
Oh, caffeine. Caffeine's delightful.
He has too much of it, especially late at night. He's
That's not
old and his
true.
heart can't take it.
I have like 3 hearts, I think.
You said he's not even 40 yet. Let's go.
When I get down to the stairs, I just kind of like poke with my toe. I assume it's still completely fucked up, maybe more so now that the porcelain fell on it.
Yeah, it's you. I mean, like, there's enough. I'm not going to make you roll for it. There's enough context clues here that you have to be very careful with it and go one at a time. This thing is not going to support the 3 of you. Again, with everything that you went through with Vlyn almost falling off, I will say that, like, I don't need a check from you. Okay. to take this carefully and slowly, hanging sort of like on the inside of the stairs and going down.
Cool. Mill, you first, and then Flit, and I'll go last because I am as heavy as a stack of cinder blocks.
Fair enough. I will just slip into something more comfortable. I'm going to just change into my stealth array again before going down these stairs.
I'm as light as a hot feather, and I kind of come down after.
My partners were right. I really should have held off on the cake before moving to a distant planet. And Vlyn sort of just like slides, like with his back against the thing.
Just shuffling.
There's nothing
down.
delicate about it. I'm just shuffling, just a dad shuffle.
Yeah, you make it down to the sort of like the main platform, the first level, and you see the ladder going down, and then you see the staff room.
All right, well, let's clear here
Shall
before
we?
we go to watery hell.
Well, we should probably how can we check for invisible guys?
Oh, I can just, and I will send my cloud array ahead, basically.
You get movement in there, but it doesn't seem to be a large creature. It seems actually quite small.
Maybe it's a space mouse, dimensional mouse.
Are your porcelains small by chance?
We haven't seen one, but what if they could be
No,
made in
didn't
any
we?
shape?
Didn't we see one when we were in the dream? What were we fighting in the dream? Didn't they
They were
have?
like porcelain big bug things.
They were porcelain big bug things.
But they were big, right?
They were like small,
Oh.
like in terms of like size. I will say that this is even smaller still. This is probably like tiny if you want to get into sort of like game sizes.
Dimensional mouse.
I've explored plenty of places where there's plenty of rodents and small vermin and things like that. This is probably more in that size. So let's perhaps enter with caution, but maybe with less trepidation.
Caution's my middle name.
I thought it was like 5 different names.
Well, it's a saying, Vlyn.
Okay.
But you ruined it.
Okay.
You made
Sorry.
it bad. It's like explaining a joke. Now I look like a fool in front of Mill, and they're so cool. So can you please, Vlyn?
I'm
Get with the
sorry.
program.
Once again, I am a father, and I apologize, but I have never been good at that kind of delicate stuff.
I'm just looking at you and shaking my head. Mill will be right there. Let's go.
Who's going in first?
I walk towards the door fully expecting Mill to go in first, but then like way too like nervous to back down in front of Mill because I think they're so cool that I'm like, yeah, yes. And I'm going to try to walk in very meekly so nothing sees me. So another nat 1 stealth. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I have such good stealth. I think I trip on my like oversized jumpsuit because I'm so skinny. I'm just a butterfly guy.
Yeah, and you hear the doors, the hinges rusted from the exposure of the salt air open. But as you do, there's another sound that would give anyone away. There is a concussive blast that you hear. Please give me a fortitude save.
Just Flit?
Just Flit.
That's a 20.
You get pushed back 5 feet as this concussive force. You know that if you had lost your footing even a little bit, this probably would have thrown you over the side of the railing. And then you feel like a sort of like magical dissipation of energy as you open the door.
I probably feels like I just got like kicked by a horse. I'm just like, I took care of the trap. Ugh.
I wasn't expecting traps, to be honest with you. Probably should have saw that one coming.
You should always expect traps like me. I feel like my eyebrows are scorched.
Well spotted.
I'm gonna roll a mysticism to see if that was a magic trap. Oh, that's not gonna be good. It's a 4 on the dice. My mysticism is 9, so that's a 13.
You can't identify the spell, but you can definitely tell that there was a magical trap on there for sure.
Okay,
but,
we should.
In terms of like trigger and spell and anything more detail oriented, you don't know.
Okay, well, I guess we should proceed with caution. Mill, maybe you go first and look for traps.
I can do that. And Mill doesn't even think twice, doesn't look at where Flit was, who just encountered a trap for real, and just kind of strides in and starts looking around.
Yeah, when you walk in, there's a strange smell. There's a smell of like something that hasn't been opened. There's no smell of the outside world. This seems like it is like airtight sealed. Like you can smell the sort of like leather on the boots over in the corner, and you can smell sort of like the raincoat and the sort of like half-eaten food that's in the dish or in the sink. You can smell the coffee in the coffee pot that's right there. This seems to have been like a perfectly preserved in time room up until that door was open, and so like all of a sudden, like the outside world, reality begins seeping into this room, and you can smell the sea again. You can smell the air. You can hear the ion storm. There's no sort of like fast forwarding of time or anything. It's not like this was like in a stasis, but you can tell that like this room was more or less sealed when it shouldn't have been. Like there's you can see that there are cracks in the windows. You can see that the door wasn't like an airlock door or anything like that. Like there's still sort of like seams at the tops and bottoms and sides. So something was preserving this room.
Do either of you have any experience with things being, I don't know, a bit stuck in a moment?
Have we done that one, Flit? I don't think so, right?
Time froze when I saw the hands coming over the horizon, and you were just stuck there. So yeah, I've been stuck in a moment. I've also had weird time things.
Well, this is more like, do you ever have a box, like a really well-preserved,
like a fridge?
A ration? Like a refrigerator. Yes. This is a good, non-smelly refrigerator.
None of my refrigerators smelled.
Well, that's because you had people clean them for you properly.
Of course. They were impeccable. You could eat off them.
So, okay, picture this, Flit. Like when I would take the kids on vacation, we would
he
come
loves
back.
to talk about his kids.
I try so hard not to talk about my children.
I don't mind. In fact, it's a unique experience. I don't know many people who have children.
I have 15. They're all beautiful, wonderful people.
Well, wait till he gets talking about Flibbin. He gets up to all sorts.
Who, Flibbin? Do I have a child named Flibbin? Have I named one of my children Flibbin?
No, this is the child that Flit has made up, I believe, last episode.
A couple episodes ago.
Can I do a mysticism on this room with time knowledge?
Yeah, I'll give you a +2 for your sort of like time-oriented magic.
Okay, we like that roll. That's a 26.
Cool, yeah. So this was a form of like a stasis spell. It was meant to preserve this room. It was intentional. It wasn't an accident. And you can assume that with that roll, I'm going to sort of apply it to the trap as well.
Yeah, was that me breaking the stasis less so than a trap, or were they?
Yes.
Okay.
So the effect that you suffered wasn't a trap that was cast on the door to prevent people from entering. It was a magical blowback of the spell being broken or the spell ending. And I will give you a little bit more because you're kind of like in tuned with magic or time magic. You can tell that it's kind of like when you seal a pop, and the longer it's there, the bigger it gets, and like carbonation sort of builds up. You can tell that because of the amount of force that blew out from this.
It'd been quite a while.
It's been a while.
Okay. Mill, you said you built something in this room. Was it moving?
Yes.
Do we get the impression that would be possible in a room held under stasis?
Yes, because
so they weren't like frozen in time. They were
wasn't frozen.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was just essentially being preserved.
Where is it? I pull out my gun.
Yeah, and I'm going to send my cloud out and go looking for the source of that movement.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
With a perception check, with the idea that I also have that blind vision, that is a 19.
You get the sense that there is something moving around in the cupboard under the sink.
And Mill just points.
Okay, I'll Wait, no, Vlyn, you go throw it open. We'll train our firearms on it. And if it is violent, distract it with your body while we shoot it.
It's okay. I'm pretty good with critters. I was a stay-at-home dad in the woods for like a hot minute. So, we had a lot of pests in our home.
Interesting. And you see, instead of calling the cloud back in to make the big, beautiful rifle, Mill just pulls out a giant hand cannon. just
carry that around.
Yep.
Dear God.
All right. Well, I guess you're prepared for everything.
I'm like looking self-conscious holding my DJ Dex.
We'll get you a gun next time, bud, okay?
It is a gun, Vlyn. Open the goddamn cupboard.
Okay. Here, critter. Here, critter. And I sort of open the door.
You crack open the cupboard, and inside you see a small, fuzzy little crab.
Fuzzy crab?
It's a little crustacean. It's doing its like little sideways, and it's just kind of like walking back and forth and like diagonal, kind of like the old DVD screen that was like bouncing to the. It's kind of like doing that in the cupboard, just kind of bouncing
the corner,
around.
and I'm just like, yeah.
It's so fucking sick when it gets right in the corner.
Changes color.
But it's this little crab guy. It's got this like blue and gray fur that's kind of just on the top of the shell, and then you can tell sort of like underneath it's a little more crab and chitinous, whatever. How no one will ever know how to say that word.
No one knows how to say that word.
Chitin. I'm literally made of it, and I have no idea.
I think it's chitin.
I agree.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just sort of like ticking around, just back and forth.
Hey, bud. Hey, little guy.
Is it dangerous?
I
don't think so. Guy.
Are you going to hurt this little guy? It's a crab.
A crab, so it doesn't answer you.
Hey, we live in the sci-fi world. It could answer us.
I'm going to reach into my bag and like take out my water bottle, and I'm going to like empty the water and just scoop him up in my water bottle and put the lid back on.
Okay. How big is your water bottle?
I'm assuming it's like a big old Stanley cup.
Okay, so you're thinking like one of these guys, like yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
So does everyone have water bottles apart from me? I'm so dehydrated all the time.
I have a glass, dude.
God damn it!
Yeah, you kind of like usher it in. You grab sort of like one of the like I don't know. There's maybe like a little dustpan underneath the sink. And you sort of shovel it in. For the time being, I'm going to add this to your observed animals that Martone asked you to look out for.
Yeah. Can I do a little life science on him?
I would love for you to.
Explosive crab explodes when put in a Stanley
Super poisonous.
Oh, that's
toxin.
Oddly deadly just to have in a cup.
At 20 right there for a 25 total.
Yeah, you know that when this touches any water, even small drops, it is a breed of crab that you've never heard of. This is something that even looking through the sort of like document that Martone gave you, the sort of like Pokédex thing that he gave you, you take a picture, you scan it, and it doesn't register, which you would imagine with the settlement being so close to the water that if these things were around, you might have seen it before, and it is not registered. So this is a new species that you have just found.
I gotta stop rolling nat 20s on things that are from other planes that I won't. That it's like you rolled a nat 20, so you know that you don't know what this is. It's the second time it's happened.
A stealth check, oh baby.
Nat 1, of course.
Yeah.
Oh baby.
It's an extraplanar crab, guys. It's from a different place. Oh, look at him, and I just kind of like poke his head. I shouldn't have done that. It could be anything.
So fuzzy.
It is so fuzzy. Should crabs
anyway,
have
back
fur?
in the cup, little guy, and I put the lid on and just put it in my backpack.
Vlyn, open the straw. Yes. It can't breathe.
I got the straws open. Don't you worry.
Do you think whoever did this made the room all like this just to keep this little guy okay?
I hope so, or don't hope so. As long as he's okay, that's all that matters. We'll get him to Martone. He'll know what to do with him.
What should we call it?
Yes.
I don't know,
because you discovered him, unless Martone already knows it and just hadn't recorded it, you will get to name this thing.
But you're in charge of names, so...
Well, Mill found it. It could be a mill crab.
True, Mill crab?
I also have an outer shell that's difficult to get into, so that's actually not...
Mill crab.
Mill crab it is.
Well, do we think that this satisfies Hortense's need to understand the struts and the upper levels? Shall we go deeper now?
Can you go deeper into this room, or is this room just a
This room is just sort of a big open square. There's like a communal table in the middle where you can tell that whoever worked here or was manning this place whenever it was active probably sat and had meals. There's a small kitchenette. There's a couple of like fold out cots that are like pressed into the wall that can like fold down. There's about 6 of them. And then there's 6 lockers as well, and various gears scattered around.
No, we're going to have to go deeper.
No, I think we just should check here first. I'm gonna start going through the cots and the coats and the lockers, mainly because I don't want to get in the water.
Yeah, so give me a perception check.
I believe that is a 16.
Cool. So as you're going through the coats and the cots and everything, you see nameplates on the lockers, on the name tags on sort of like the coats. You see on the cots, there's also sort of like ID badges. They have all been wiped. So you can see that the nameplate is there, but the name is gone. When you find the like little ID badge that are sort of like built into the cots, the faces, names, and all sort of like important dates and details are gone, but you can still see like name blank, date of birth blank, date of issue blank.
Spooky.
They're not empty, just the important information has been removed. And the same thing, as you go through, like you find logs. And it's the same thing where it's like you'll see a sort of like template for a document or a report or whatever, and it just looks blank. But there's like pages and pages and pages of them, and you can tell they have like different levels of age and wear and tear. Some of them are more crumpled, some of them have been folded that have been put into this book. So you can tell that like it'd be weird that all of these would have different states of being kept and be empty. It'd be weird that like some of them are folded and have been put in this book blank, and some of them have a little dog ear or like a coffee stain, or has been wet and then put back. Like it's weird that would be the case. So you would imagine that these had been put in one at a time, but no info, just blank templates.
I pick up one of the reports and I'm going to cast time lapse on it. I'm going to use a resolve point.
Okay.
I'm going to de-age it by 2 days in the hopes that whatever warped took the information off this, whatever effect did that, happened within 2 days of the room going into stasis.
Okay.
Because I know that the time doesn't work. Like 2 days ago, they were still blank, but technically if they were in stasis, I'm hoping that 2 days prior to whatever happened, maybe I can revert it.
You do this, and you feel like it should work.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like, give me a spellcaster check. So give me a d20 plus your level plus your caster mod. And this will be against a magical effect that is currently active.
26.
Okay, that is going to do it. You begin rewinding time on this page, and you see for a very brief second, it begins to sort of like stiffen a little bit. You can tell that like the water damage of this page reverses. And then you slowly see almost like water dropping on like invisible ink, like blotches of information come back, and the page reveals itself. And it's a daily report that says, operations functioning normal. It has like the temperature, it has precipitation, it has how many repetitions. At one point in time, it says, there's a little thing being like request for additional lubricant, apparatus beginning to slow down in rotations per minute, and then there's kind of like a list of like supplies. And at the bottom, there is a signature and a name. The name is Zeri.
Zerie?
Xeary.
Xeary. Ooh, okay. Like Geary, but with an X.
Corrects.
Okay, well, I don't think I have it in me to do more than this one piece of paper, but that's something, right? That's something.
Yep. Nope. Put it in the backpack.
Oh, that's 2 evidences we found, and a crab.
I water seal anything we've put in the backpack that will be damaged by water. I put in little Ziploc baggies that we were probably given.
Yeah.
It would be insane if we didn't
that.
have waterproof bags and we jumped in the water and Dane was like, hey.
I will say that your suits have like a little like zipper on the side that you can kind of like put things in.
We probably don't even need to go below now.
That's still not the case. I told Hortense that we would go all the way down, and that's what we're going to do.
So there's no more like rooms on the ship?
We have to go find the fuse box.
Oh, so there is lower levels
Yes, and
everything's
investigate the
underwater
connection
now.
to the struts.
Oh, everything's underwater now.
Yeah.
Cool, great.
Everything that you are now being tasked to do. So the underwater struts that like kind of hold it in place, they want to see what that looks like, and then they want to see this fuse box, and they want to see the point of contact with the ocean floor.
You're gonna make us fight something underwater, and I'm gonna be so fucking upset. I'm gonna be so. If we have to fight like an eldritch kind of squid or kraken under this ship, I'm gonna be so upset.
Well, there's a non-zero chance that C is evil, so
It's true. Yeah,
it's where fish are and you die.
it's where fish are and you die.
Sure, and you die. That's our running bit. See evil.
I very forlornly zip up my orange jumpsuit, and I'm like, "Fine, let's go drown, I guess."
Do you want to clip on?
No, I'm fine. Stop.
Okay, just it's there.
Push
it's
you
there
away.
for
I'm
you.
like, no, it's fine. Shut up.
Okay, bud.
Come on,
Well, if
Mil,
you
let's
need-
get
if
in
you
the
feel
water.
If you
Vlyn,
feel
shut up.
uncomfortable. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm here for you if you need it. That's all.
Cool, I'm fine. Ever had that moment at the table where things just got real? The consequences of your player's action have finally caught up with them, and that's about to go down. In just a second. Yeah, once I find the right music. Hold on. Don't worry. With Tabletone, you don't have to ruin the tension anymore. Tabletone is a mobile tabletop RPG audio app that lets GMs create high-quality, immersive soundscapes at the touch of a button, from tavern ambience to that epic battle that's been built up for sessions. It's Games Master focused, free to download and start using, studio quality, and, importantly, it doesn't use any generative AI. Go to the App Store or simply follow the link in our episode description and start using Tabletone to elevate your game to a cinematic level today.
Howdy, everybody. I'm Kai Kagawa, and it is my sincere pleasure to join you all for a brief little stint jaunting through frontiers with Flit and Vlyn. When I'm not sprinting into danger here with the guys on No Quest for the Wicked, you can find me all over the place telling stories and helping you make your stories more rich and personal. I'm a tabletop performer, game designer, and consultant, as well as a streamer, costumer, and so much more. You can follow me everywhere as Estella Vimladris, and come and join us over on Transplanar RPG's The Chaos Protocol on Saturdays, where I am a core cast member of our ongoing campaign, playing a cowboy on a team of multiverse traveling agents changing universes and game systems every arc. Thank you so much for having Mil and I along on your adventure into hazards and dangers unknown. Just how we like it.
You guys slide down the ladder back down to sort of like the landing zone or the landing pad that you brought your Sea-Doos, and you kind of like look down into this absolutely roiling water of just, smashing up against the struts. And you know that if you want to continue your investigation, you need to go below the water.
What do you all think? Do you think that the ocean is as bad as deep space? Because we've gone spacewalking before, but this is new for me.
Space has no waves.
Space has no waves.
That's true.
Space has no waves. Space just chill. Look at these. Space doesn't have things that just smash you off other things.
It definitely does. Space does actually have things that can smash you off.
No, but those
of
are other things in space. Space itself is nothing. Whereas with this, there's things that will smash you off things in it, and it will smash you off things. So it could smash you
Fine.
into the thing that would...
these lovely, fashionable suits you've brought us. And Mil starts to put on the orange jumpsuit finally.
They make it look cool. How is that fair?
Yeah. Oh, Flit. We're gonna be
It
good.
weirdly
It's gonna
suits you too, Vlyn.
Yeah, I'm a dad.
You look like you should be on a building site somewhere, just drinking a coffee and not working.
I think I own this.
Yeah, you probably own something very similar to
I
this.
probably own something very similar to this. Yeah.
All right, let's go. And Mil just jumps.
God.
No, it's not. Just into the water.
Yeah, I'm
Yep, just like jackknife, just straight down, just
Yep.
breaks the waves.
I do
Yep.
a cannonball.
Okay. I just I think a wave hits the side and I just get swept in before I manage to get the courage.
Yeah, we see like under the water, sort of a perfect breaking the surface of Mill, just like gets their bearings almost immediately. Then you see just as Vlyn cannonballs in, but again, sort of like upright, figures it out, and then like 30 seconds later, you see an upside down Flit just beginning, just like tumbling around as you guys break the surface. You actually notice that like despite the chaos on the surface, under the water is relatively calm. The currents seem pretty stable. Like there isn't a whole lot of like turmoil or force moving you around. It almost feels like you're in like a different world in terms of like what you saw up above the water as you are below it. And the water itself is like pretty murky, and as soon as you drop in, you feel the reflective pads of your suit light up and give you sort of a small radius of light. And despite it being dark and murky, you still see sort of the outline of the struts that are going down. And you know that you don't have to like split up or anything. If you find the junction box, that fuse box that you've been asked to look into, there's a strut not too far from there as well, so you can kind of like take a look at both at the same time.
Okay. And do we have communications underwater?
With yourselves, yes. Between the three of you.
Coolio.
No, this is our silent episode where we just...
Yeah.
We just take turns eternal monologuing about the horrors of the ocean. Check, mic check. Check.
Okay. Oh.
Flit, you there? Over.
Yeah, just I'm cool. I'm chilling. How you guys?
This is nice.
It's actually serene. You're just floating back and forth. Just close your eyes and give in to the tides.
Hey, this is a joke. It's neither of those things. And I don't appreciate being toyed with.
It feels strangely familiar.
Yeah.
It's gentle.
Okay.
I like it.
There was a pond back home that I used to go floating all the time.
Pond, Vlyn.
Yeah, pond.
I think that's the fuse box.
And Mill just starts going.
I feel like I don't know how to actually swim. I just know how to swim, but no, it's not technical. I'm just like...
Yeah, you scrambling down. The fuse box is a ways down. You feel like you're swimming for like a good amount of time, and you start to get that orientation confusion, and it starts feeling like as you're swimming down, it almost feels like you're swimming forward, but also up, because it feels unnatural to be going down, and you begin starting to like lose where the surface is for a brief second, and it's kind of disorienting, but you end up finding the strut, and you find this fuse box. It's bigger than like what you thought it was going to be. It's probably about 5 feet by 10 feet. Like it's almost like the size of like a door, or bigger than a door.
Inside, you see where the expression had been kind of coming and going from Mill. Now there is just like a band of light across their eyes as they have actually shifted to having dark vision in this darker light.
Nice.
I also have dark vision if it matters, Dane.
I also have dark vision.
Perfect. We've done it. We've completed the trifecta.
We've done it.
Then you guys see pretty clearly between the light and the dark vision. You have a pretty good bearing of like what you're looking at, and you see that the fuse box has been sealed. It is closed, and there seems to be like a metal bar wrapped around it.
That seems bad.
What is it that we need to figure out here exactly?
Think they want to see inside?
God. I agree with
Yes.
Mill. This seems bad. Does it look like they're keeping something in or keeping us out?
Mill starts to pull on the metal bar.
Mill, no!
Give me a strength check, please, to see if... Actually, no, sorry, an athletics check.
This is going to be funny. Funny good. 19.
Hell yeah. You're able to... So this, like, essentially rebar, this, like, metal pipe has been wrapped around. You're able to get, like, the first one off, and there's still sort of one barricading it.
Vlyn goes over.
Does this look like bars that have been bent around it, or does it look
Yes.
like... So it's not like a normal, like, clasp. It looks like somebody has, like, don't open this tomb kind of deal.
Yeah.
Flit's just like,
No, Mill, stop, Vlyn!
Mill and their strange limbs underwater now look more and more like a starfish, like those long, spindly limbed starfish. And they're like pushing and pushing and pushing, and they don't seem to have any inclination to stop. This is what they are, very linear in this moment. They're going to start trying to pull on it.
Okay, can I roll a check?
Do an athletics for the other one as Mill is successfully pulling the other side off.
14 plus 12 is 26.
Yeah,
No,
easy.
No, just let's maybe take a minute. You've done a second one. Wonderful.
As you sort of like lift it just a little bit, you leverage yourself between it and both sort of like use your legs, long arms to push as the bar unfolds and kind of like just drops down. You see it sort of like clanging off the struts as it disappears into the darkness below. And you have successfully unlocked the junction box. You see a small like little round handle that you can like pull it open.
I'm a dad. I do fuse boxes.
Should we not for 1 second think that maybe there's a thing in there that people don't want to get out? Like,
I open it.
Oh, God.
You pull it open, and inside you see a mess of greenery and shrubbery and like plant life that has completely fucked this junction box up. All of the electronics have been stripped. All of the cables have been torn apart, and these like weird green vines and tendrils, they themselves have like thorns on it, and it looks like something or someone has used these plants to absolutely render this junction box useless. I will take a life science. I will take a mysticism. I will take a survival.
Oof, 10 life science.
These are plants. Yeah.
A 23 in survival.
Okay. What are you rolling there, Vlyn?
What was the option, sorry?
Mysticism,
It was life
I assume.
science.
Mysticism or life science?
I'll do mysticisms, and that's 22.
Okay, cool. These are not magical plants. These are naturally occurring plants. This is not a magical plant life. This seems to be plants that have grown of their own accord or with, cultivation.
Just nature plants.
This is not a spell. With your survival, Mill, the interesting thing about this is as you take a closer look at the circuitry, at the fuses, the plants aren't cutting and destroying the junction box. They're repairing. They are closing circuits. Where there is a gap in machinery, there is like small little moss-like connectors reforming the circuitry. Where there's a broken line, there is a vine that wraps around it, finishing and reconnecting the cables. Whereas like first glance, it looks like this thing is destroyed because of the plants. It's actually functional because of the plants.
Are you all familiar with the living armor and things, the plants that can encase and keep you safe?
Yes.
Wonderful technology. It's doing that for this fuse box.
Oh, should we stop it from doing this?
Should we?
My knee-jerk reaction is yes, but I feel like we need to know more.
We don't know what the rig is rigging.
Maybe we figure out what's going on below, and if we're like, oh, it's evil, well, we'll check what's below, and we gotta come back up anyway. So if we figure out, oh, it's evil, we shoot the box until the box is toast.
Let's take a scan of it. Yes?
Yes.
I take pictures of it as well.
I have a curiosity question. Can I get my nanites into the water?
For sure.
I guess I'd have to... Yeah.
I mean, I guess, what do you mean by that? Like, can you use your nanites underwater?
Well, I'm using them right now. I've turned them into capacitors. But I would like to then put them into the water to turn it into the scanner that I have.
Yeah, I mean, it'll function exactly the same as if you were out of water. So the same radius and everything. So yeah, if you want to manifest your nanites down here, absolutely.
I think just for fun, for flavor, we actually do see Mill open the shell of the suit because they don't need to breathe. And they just let them out in the water that way.
Flit's just freaking out when they see you do that.
No.
And you see the water kind of pour in, and then the nanites come out and make the scanner. You see the band of light across their eyes vanish, and they take out that scanner, the same one that they used to scan the room before, and they scan this fuse box very carefully. This is someone who is a trained professional specifically in gathering this kind of information. So they're taking their time. It's very systematic, unlike everything else they do, which is deeply chaotic.
Yeah, you get a pretty detailed on the screen on the suit has a bunch of like readers and stuff. There's like a camera feed that you can tap into each other's sort of like vision. You get a pretty comprehensive like look at the circuitry, and it's beginning to like compile what it looked like prior to both interference and the plant. So you're getting sort of like it's essentially attempting to rebuild what it looked like before all of this. So you'll have sort of like a before and after photo, and then you can kind of like compare the two and see what's been repaired and what's part of the original, and maybe see kind of like what someone was doing. But it'll take a second to sort of like run processes in the background to figure it out. But you have enough data to compile that eventually.
Do we get the impression, which we may not, of is this still an ongoing thing, as in it's still growing? Or has it grown and it's like a complete circuit board? You know what I mean? Like, is it building one up, or has it been built?
Someone who hasn't rolled a life science check, roll a life science check.
Okay, I'll do it.
I will also take an engineering for this.
That's a 19. I have a +1 and I rolled an 18. 19.
Cool.
I got nat 1 engineering.
Jesus.
It doesn't. The plants seem to be static in their growth. It seems like this is what they wanted to do, and this is what they've done. You look and like you see the places where the wires and the circuitry haven't been destroyed are completely untouched. So it seems like it's not like there's an overgrowth. There seems to be very deliberate.
So like Vlyn's going to talk out loud for a second. So what he doesn't understand is, why is the ion storm triggering all this? I guess the extra energy is making things still go, even though the circuit board is complete.
Is this all just random? Like, is there nothing actually, like, benevolent happening here? Is this just random shit? What is it rigging? Why are the plants helping?
There's something. They wouldn't have tried to stop us from coming here, and the porcelains wouldn't be here if there wasn't something going on.
I think there's something we're going to learn here they don't want us to learn.
There's fuzzy crabs.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the key.
Oh my god, the fuzzy crab. But we didn't ask the fuzzy crab a question. Maybe it would have answered.
I believe you did, actually.
You did try to ask a question, and it is a crab.
You
It did
did.
not.
Dean said crab doesn't
Okay.
speak, and I said, well, we're in a
It's
sci-fi
a crab.
world. It definitely could.
You're right, that's fair.
While everyone else is like, we're chatting, I'm going to try telepathy to the crab to make sure it doesn't respond.
Do you need a shared language with your telepathy?
I think it has to have an intelligence over like 2 to even try to respond. I just know that's
How
Pathfinder
smart
rules.
is a crab?
How smart is a crab?
How smart crab?
Okay, you can communicate with any other creature that has a language.
Okay, crab don't have language, unfortunately.
Okay.
There's no.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
a bold statement that I'm not sure I agree with.
I'm not saying all crabs don't have language.
I feel like there's a marine biologist listening who's got issue with what you're saying.
Oh, you said
I'm saying this crab.
Okay.
This crab does not have language. There are crabs that probably have language. They speak Aquan or whatever the hell the elemental language is,
Mm-hmm.
Not this
or,
crab.
or sign language.
They speak clack.
Click
clack,
and
clack.
clack.
Click and clack, yeah. If you're bilingual.
Why didn't they want us here?
Well, we still have to go down.
We have to go deeper?
Yes, and maybe take a look down the struts as we go.
Yeah, okay, let's do
Yeah.
the struts and work our way down.
Ooh, do the struts. That sounds like a nice maneuver.
Do the strut. That was a dance we did back in my day.
Please, Vlyn, we've talked about your dancing.
You see a good way to orient yourself while going down is where the junction box is. There's no plant life going up, but there is plant life curling down. So you know that if you see plant life on struts, you are low. If you don't, you're going up. So all of a sudden you sort of get like an orientation in your brain as to like where you are. And the three of you begin sort of, pulling yourself down the struts, maybe using the vines themselves. There are a few sort of vines and plant life that have these like razor sharp thorns, but they're very obvious. They're not small. They're pretty big, and they're very easy to avoid. And then there's just a bunch of like really thick, almost like cable like vines that you're able to kind of like pull yourself down to, save yourself some energy from actually like pushing through the current and the compression of deep water. But as you get lower and lower, it gets darker and darker and darker, except once you hit you sort of hit a spot where it's just darkness. But as you continue to push forward further and further down, you begin to see
brighter.
a light at the bottom, a purple glow.
I hate you.
Yeah, scary.
You see a regular ripple of purple energy presumably every time the piston lands on the ocean floor. Similar to that purple energy you saw come up and grip the cliff and rip it off, you see sort of that spider-like, glass-shattering like ripple out, and then it fades back in. Then it shoots back out, it fades back in. And this is sort of like your beacon to where this piston has been hitting the ocean floor. And as you get closer and closer to it, you see that what it's hitting, as you get sort of down to the ocean floor and the piston lifts up, you see that there is a giant circle of light, which looks almost gem-like in structure. And Vlyn, you feel a pull underneath your suit as
Oh no.
As you feel your pick radiating towards it.
Well, I think we found what my pick is made out of, pals.
What? The planet itself?
The core of the planet? I don't know. Maybe it's real hard to break.
I will remind you, the last time you saw your pick react like this was in the presence of the orb.
And all the orb did in the dream, not dream, was pull my pick towards it, right? That's all we saw it do?
Correct. Yes, you saw it get slammed to the orb, and then the person holding it apologized.
But the orb was like, it could be held, not this. This is gigantic.
This is gigantic, yes.
Right, because I'm assuming the piston is like
you're looking
20
at about
feet?
like maybe 20 feet by like a 20-foot round spot. It's tough to like tell what it is because it's really bright.
Yeah.
So you just see this like bright purple spot, almost like if someone had raised a spotlight up through the whole of the ocean floor, and it's just blasting light out that way.
But what's it doing? Just smashing it? Is it harvesting anything? Like what?
Can I do a mysticism just to see if I'm seeing it makes anything clearer?
Yeah.
Let's say 18.
Okay. With an 18, you can tell that whatever is in the center, obviously magical. It's radiating a ton of energy. You know that your suits protect you from like planar energy. Actually, Mill, you're not wearing your helmet right now, right?
Oh, God.
Can you give me a fortitude save, please?
Sure.
And you can't kill our guest.
I can do whatever I want.
It's true. It's an 18.
At every slam, you feel, and maybe for the first time, like you don't have control over those nanites. You're hyper aware of them. You can feel them displacing inside you. You can feel them sort of like rippling off. They're shifting from that matte finish of your stealth array, the cloud array. Sort of like you look down for a second, your shoulder is gone. It's just a swarm of disconnected nanites. But then you're able to sort of like, once you're aware of it, you're able to sort of center yourself and like pull it together. And you get the sense that you should probably put your helmet back on.
Yeah, that seems smart. I think you all see for a moment just this like kind of panic look around, no expression on the dome as Mel just kind of very quickly tilts their head back and immediately shuts the suit up again. And as it's draining, you just hear,
Well, that was very disorienting. I don't recommend taking your helmet off. That felt.
I would
and their
drown.
voice gets louder and quieter and faster and slower as they speak.
Are you okay? What happened?
Probably some kind of radiation.
God.
My nanites, my constructed form, everything felt very. We've been displaced slightly before from our body. I don't recommend it. That felt bad.
Yes. When your body's not your own, I hear that.
So with that, watching that happen to Mill and seeing what's happening, it seems to be expelling and maintaining planar energy. Every time the piston lifts up, you can see very, very faintly that round violet circle beginning to close. And then it hits it again and it is back open to its main thing. It seems like this is maintaining this shape, this circular light.
I wish we knew what that did and whether it was bad or good.
Yeah, is it keeping the planet here? Is it keeping a connection to where it came from? Is it inviting something in?
No, this has only been active.
It's only been active, you're right.
It's only been active for a little bit, so we don't really know why. We can just go rip the plants and see what happens, but
Shall we go find out?
Wait, Mill, how do we find out? We can't just swim down
Get
there.
closer.
And Mill just starts swimming.
Mill,
I'm so bad at swimming that whenever I swim, I'm just spinning.
It's like you're paddling with one
Yeah,
oar.
yeah.
As you get closer and get right down onto the ocean floor, every time this piston slams down into the ground, there's a bit of a pushback, and you kind of have to like swim a little harder to keep your ground. You notice that those spiderweb cracks of purple light are plants. The vines and stuff have been almost coming out of this hole, and every time it slams down, there's a purple energy that ripples out through these small roots and vines at the bottom of the sea floor. They don't go all the way up to the vines that you've seen wrapped around and stuff, but you can see that that's what's being pushed out. This purple planar energy through these roots, and you see the roots not just reach the purple light, but curve and go down into it.
Is there a check I could roll, Dane, that's just is bad or is good? Can I just figure out if bad, or if good?
Yeah, just roll a bad check.
Yeah, can you give me a is bad check? No, give me a mysticism check.
Okay, that's an 18. I'm rolling hot on some of these checks. Mysticism, that's going to be a 27.
Damn. Okay, as you get closer,
the pick is around my neck, just like...
Yeah, as you see what's happening, there's a number of things that you can kind of assume. First, whatever this is, massive planar energy coming from it. This is a rift, a portal to another plane.
Oh.
And whatever is coming out of it is actively in tune to that planar energy and has the ability to reach up to land and grab it and tear it off, has enough intelligence to repair a junction box, and would stand to reason that it's the reason that the oil rig is capable of functioning despite all power being cut to it.
So wait, that would almost presuppose that it started the oil rig, which means the oil rig didn't bring it here, right? Like if it was here, like chicken egg, right? If it's the thing that starts the oil rig, it was here before the oil rig started?
Maybe it sent a forward scout.
Mill? It sounds like you're about to betray us.
No.
Mill turns into a plane.
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
Nah, they weren't nanites at all. They were spores. No.
Shit. It was all your clues. You said it was like pollen.
No.
But I love pollen.
I turn my gun on Vlyn. You love this? You love pollen?
Well, I feel like we should go probably stop this.
Yes, this seems
That
seems
seems
bad.
smart.
But how do we stop
energy from a different dimension that has a mind of its own, probably not going to help us in the long term.
it? Yes, I would
Especially
imagine.
if it's powering something this
But
large.
sentient, I probably should have said that out loud. Let's go quick.
Are you swimming towards the hole?
Well, I think we're going to go to the fuse
Why would
box.
we
I think
swim towards the hole,
Why would
you
we go
lunatic?
towards the...
No, I'm swimming towards the hole. I'm swimming towards the hole.
no.
Mill, are you swimming towards the hole?
Yeah, because Amaranta are innately curious, and this one especially.
Oh, when we see Mill swimming towards it, I go, oh no, and I sort of turn around and go towards Mill.
Flit, I'm gonna go try and get Middle. Maybe you should go up to the box just in case.
I'll wait. I don't want to be there alone.
As you are swimming towards the hole, you sort of have to be really aware of where you are as this piston slams down pretty much right in front of you. As it pulls it up, there's a suction effect that kind of spirals you closer to it. And as you do, you feel almost like a drain pulling you towards the light. If you want to resist it, I'm going to need a fortitude save or an athletics check. If you want to just sort of let it slurp you on in, you can do that as well.
The goal is recon, and I have an interesting posit because we are underwater and it only kind of applies, so I leave it to you. But Mill is a storm runner, and specifically, this feels a little bit like being caught in a storm underwater, and so I'm hoping that they can keep their footing a little bit better by improving their fortitude from that.
I will allow that. There is also a storm raging above you in the ion storm, so I will let you use whatever you're using.
Cool. It's not great, but it is an 18 to not get sucked in.
That is enough. That is it on the money. In fact, you feel almost like an energy of itself grab onto your foot and begin pulling you in. You feel your legs almost begin extending out. Vlyn, you see Mill's body beginning to like suck into the hole, but with a push of their long arms, they're able to get just out of the radius of this sort of suction effect. And Flit, you're hanging back a little bit.
Yeah.
You begin seeing one of the vines unfurl and unravel around the strut.
Guys, we've got a code green. Code green here. There's a vine. It's definitely going to defend itself.
Living vine, get out of here.
Yes. It definitely heard you, Vlyn.
While down there, before turning around, Mill wants to take one long look into what, if anything, if they can see through the portal.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, yeah. That is a dirty 20.
You look in, and as you are about to be like pulled in before you push yourself away, you see a chamber. You see a floor and walls. You see lights running along the base where the walls meet the floor. It looks like the inside of a spaceship or a facility of some sort. You see that wherever this portal leads you brings you to some sort of interior structure.
Ooh, struggling pretty heavily to get away. You just see Mill's long limbs begin to like propel them back towards the both of you, towards this uncoiling vine.
There's a room on the other side.
Room?
Yes.
Room?
A constructed room.
That is literally the last thing I expect. I thought it would be purple energy or hell or a planet. Not a room.
Well, maybe the room is in the purple energy hell planet.
Do you see plants in the room?
You can see that there's plants like going in, but in terms of like, you can only really see a glimpse from the angle that you're at. So you can't really see, but like you could imagine that like if the plants are going in, that there's plants probably on the other side, but that's just
like
kind of
it's
a
not
guess.
Overgrown kind of.
Yeah,
deal.
you don't see it. It doesn't look like a greenhouse or anything. It does look like sort of a pristine facility of some sort inside.
Cool. Anyway, back to this living vine. We should GTFO.
Wait, guys. Just before we go, we're here for a mission.
Living vine, Flit.
Do we go in the hole?
No, I'm not going in the hole. The hole wants this.
I'll go
I'm
in
not
the hole.
giving it this.
Right, Mill? I think we should go in the hole.
Why are we going in the hole?
There's a
That's
room.
literally-
There's mysteries and clues. That's what we
That's
do.
a different dimension that's trying to
We
break
only have
into
a
this
few
one.
hours.
We only have a few hours.
Mill, Flit, what if this planet left its last dimension trying to run away?
Then we need to find out why.
We don't need to give it back what it wants.
Planets don't want things that I'm aware of.
But we need to know what it wants. We need to know what's going on. That's why we're here, Vlyn.
This storm is over. That portal closes.
Maybe, or maybe now the plants are going to keep it
Flit,
open.
you're talking crazy.
I'm talking like a person with a job to do.
Our job isn't to go into a different dimension with no way back.
It's what Mill
Can't
would
be
do.
stranger than a dream or a...
It can't be stranger
Not
than a dream.
dream?
That could be the world
Or a
we left. There's a vine probably preparing to attack us right now to grab and bring.
Vine, give us a minute.
It's probably trying to grab and bring me there. We've been trying to stop people from getting this, Flit. Why would we give it to them?
Yeah, I did forget about that again.
Yes.
I was just thinking, we're gonna go back up and we're gonna be told, like, oh, you should have
And
gone
we're
the hole.
not. We might not tell them what's there. We have to discuss that amongst ourselves.
Well,
Because some
I'm
knowledge.
here to help Hortense, and if that's what she wants.
Mill, we're getting into some crazy shit. And if they know there's a room in a different dimension trying to get things that we have, then we're opening a different kettle of fish.
We are under the ocean. There's a lot of them down here.
For now, we should GTFO because this vine is probably right behind me.
Dane, very quickly before you vine fuck us. That sounds weird.
No.
I take that one back. Before the vine does vine stuff, does it look like, and maybe we don't know this or whatever, but like the earth that was scooped, do we see any detritus on the floor? Does it look like the vines are conveying things back into the hole as well? Like, do we imagine it just fell down, or was it like taken and put in the hole? Like, do we see things traveling towards the hole? Does it look intentional?
No, not. I don't know if you'd be able to like discern that much, but like every now and then when the thing comes down and pulls up, you see like stuff kind of like move towards it because you know there is a bit of a suction effect, but it doesn't seem like it's grabbing anything intentionally.
Okay.
Which one of you has the ley line attunement device?
I have all our gear, so I would say me.
Yeah, probably Vlyn.
On your wrist, you hear a ding, and it says frequency detected.
The orrery?
And you see a faint, like little, almost like a like heartbeat monitor, and it seems to imply that the orb, the piece of the missing jeweled orrery, is nearby.
Is it in the hole, Dane?
You know what it's saying, Vlyn? It's saying get in the hole. That's what the little thing on your wrist is saying.
I just stop, like, swimming, and I presumably start floating towards the hole.
Let's go.
No, this is a terrible... No.
This is Mill's whole
Start
thing.
swimming.
Oh, no.
I trust Mill. Mill knows what they're doing, Vlyn.
I died once.
Me too.
I'm the only one who hasn't died.
Can you give me a perception check?
Can Vlyn give you a perception check? Yes. That's a 23.
Behind Mill and Flit, as you guys are talking, these vines have been unraveling around the struts, and the vines are beginning to they come out of the darkness and enter into sort of that radius of light behind Mill and Flit. And the second they say, "We're going in the hole," and start moving towards it, they begin backing off. The vines disappear back into the darkness, and you look over your shoulder, and there is a massive vine just lurking behind you, waiting.
Just so we all are aware, when I'm right about this, 9 people died at 3 different times to stop this from happening.
I was up there.
Oh,
You're also not certain if they're your allies.
I am so grumpy with everybody.
Mill knows their stuff. You're making the right decision. And Vlyn, there is a vine behind you, just a heads up.
I'm aware because we spent 5 minutes discussing things when we knew there was a vine coming. So now I'm going to have to go into this hole. I'm either going to lose my pick, or I'm going to get we could be going into a prison. We might not have a way back when the storm is... Okay.
Come along, Vlyn. What's the worst that could happen?
What I just said. Okay.
What is Vlyn's current state of... Are you going, or do you want to continue to fight to not go?
Can he be in the middle for an extra second?
You can, yes.
I'm gonna think about...
vine will grab you.
You see, as that second is happening, you see the vine lunging towards you.
Okay, this hole seems really fun, actually. This seems like a great hole to go into. This is such a great idea. Good thing I never got to say goodbye to my 15 children and 2 partners.
You gave Lacey a note.
I did give them a note, I guess. Okay.
Vlyn, just think how cool my father will think it is when I go to a whole other plane and solve the biggest mystery yet.
I need to know what you're doing, Vlyn.
I'm going in the hole.
The vine stops like inches from your face as you decide to go in the hole, and it just moves down, kind of just gives you a little jab in the stomach to give you a little bit of like momentum as the 3 of you, the piston lifts up again.
I say,
wait, that vine totally heard you. I don't think we should go.
As the 3 of you get sucked into the hole.
Hi, I'm Simon.
I'm G.
And I'm Boof.
Have you heard about Pickaxe's hit new old movie podcast, Yomp?
We each have a list of 6 films we want to share.
Every week, we roll a dice to randomly pick which one we watch and discuss.
MC Bunkerwelt says, this trio is perfect for a movie podcast. G is the casual that has the mainstream movies, Simon is the nerd that is bringing the gems, and Boof is the salad goblin that scrapes the bottom of the diaper.
Messiah Jones says, such a fan of this podcast. I love the variety and all 3 have pretty good chemistry. G is far too confident in her own intelligence sometimes, and Simon can be a real curmudgeon. But the 3 work together well enough to keep the flow and make a good product.
Serenity Indeed says, love this podcast so far, but the audio is all over the place. Goes from quiet at the start of a sentence to loud in the middle. Every time somebody stops talking for even half a second, their audio goes quiet and has to ramp up again. It's very distracting. Edit, this audio issue was with my laptop.
Find Yomp on all your favourite podcast platforms. Yomp!